Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tom Worth Jr. And second to the last full week before the election. And this is getting exciting. Touched a little bit yesterday on, again, the recurring theme, why there's nothing to worry about. But with Fox News turning a little bit on Trump, I think, and why I thought that may be the case. And I'm thinking it might it might be the case. We saw some craziness from Trump over the weekend, and I caught Mike Johnson with Jake Tapper. I don't know if it was, I saw it Sunday. I don't know if it happened Sunday or maybe Saturday, whenever it was. I think it happened yesterday. Mike Johnson is absolutely towing the line. He is lying, he is selling the lie, he is peddling the lie. That is not going to change. Jake Tapper, absolutely holding his feet to the fire over the ridiculous comments Trump made about Arnold Palmer. And I know Fox News is just, this is why they don't want him on. Back to Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is just, whatever Jake Tapper is presenting him with, whatever clip he plays, Mike Johnson just completely doesn't address that. He just says, well, yeah, when that's out of context, but really what we need to be, and Mike Johnson he's going to keep doing that. Just like he all along has kind of strung along Donald Trump doing things Donald Trump hasn't wanted him to do. He acts like he's going to. He tells Donald Trump he's going to do something, and then he just for show, he'll go through the motions, and it doesn't work out for Donald Trump, like passing the interim, avoiding the government shutdown a few weeks ago. Mike Johnson knew that attaching the voter suppression thing to that was not going to work, but he acts like it will, and he's talking with Donald Trump and talking to Donald Trump through the media, like, yeah, our mandate is to keep voter fraud down as Congress. That's one of our two mandates, which is false. So he's going to keep doing this. He knows Trump is watching every word he says to the media. So he's going to keep playing to Trump. But he also knows that Trump isn't going to win. And this is what I think Fox realizes also, because Trump he's crumbling. And it's pretty great because what we're seeing out of Fox, which I did not see, is just some willingness on their part to kind of hold him accountable for some of the things he's done. And I don't think that Fox, this time around, 4 years later, they were instrumental in the whole election was stolen thing. But they had to pay out $787 million. Did not make Rupert Murdoch happy because of their Dominion voting lies. So they're not going to do that again this time around. And I know a lot of us have been worried about what happened November 6th when Kamala Harris has 300-something electoral college votes in all likelihood and has won the popular vote, hopefully by 10 million or more. Are we just looking at, yes, Trump's had 4 years to prepare now and prepare all the legal cases, but a lot of that was done through the media, through Fox News. And Fox News has to watch what they do now. They have to watch what they say now after the election is already over. And I don't think they're going along for that ride, at least not to the extent that they did 4 years ago. Listening a little more to my Nate Silver book, On the Edge, that came out this year, pretty fascinating. I know he's a controversial figure for some people, but he understands markets, he understands betting, he understands odds and predictions, and he's talked to over 200 people that he interviewed for this book. All sorts of people. A lot of Silicon Valley types, a lot of the billionaire types that are backing Trump. He absolutely understands their mindset. And one of the things he was pointing out is there was huge money coming in on Trump, this is something else I've mentioned, is don't put any stock in these betting markets, these prediction markets. Remember, the betting markets had Hillary Clinton 85% chance of winning the election morning, the morning that the election was held. And of course that didn't happen. And we've seen Elon Musk and other people trying to manipulate these betting markets by placing large bets on Trump recently to say that he has a better chance. Well, Nate Silver was pointing out that in the 2020 election, after Trump already lost, it was done. It was called. It was over. It was, it was done. He lost the election. There was still big money coming in on Donald Trump in some of the larger prediction markets, some of the larger betting markets where you could bet this stuff. They were betting on him being able to overturn the election. And he was talking to someone, people made decent money betting on Biden to win after he had already won. And if that's not the easiest money ever, he was talking to one guy who made in the six figures, upper six figures, not seven figures. The guy was like, sometimes things are too good to be true, but checked with everyone, checked with Supreme Court consultants. They said there's zero chance of the Supreme Court taking any of these ridiculous nonsense election challenge suits. And so I just started taking the money, betting on Biden, who had already won. So that's what we're up against here is people in 2020 trying to steal the election. And I'm not saying they won't. Absolutely they will. But kind of the only thing they had going for them at the time was Fox News convincing people that the election had been stolen. They didn't convince any judges at any levels, certainly not the Supreme Court, not a majority of the Supreme Court anyway. We know the problems with some of the Supreme Court justices. I just don't see Fox going along with it to that extent this time. I see them taking longer to call it, maybe. But I'm hoping, and I'm expecting that it's not going to be that close. We're not looking at 3,000 voters or 11,000 voters or whatever it is in a certain state. This thing, I think, will just be put to bed that night. And I think that would be the end of the story for Fox. And they'll gripe and whine and fuss and everything else about losing the election, not about voting machines, because they've learned their lesson. Someone who hasn't learned their lesson is Elon Musk. Remember I said he was lying about Dominion voting machines on stage in suburban Philadelphia mid last week. And Dominion immediately issued a statement. So they're listening and watching too. Then over the weekend, Elon Musk wrote a $1 million check to someone. By the way, you can't pay people for their votes. You can't pay people to register to vote. You can't do this. That's illegal. That is a crime. And how Elon Musk thinks he's doing this and says he's going to do it every day till the election, and that it's not buying votes, and that it's not even buying people to register to vote. Because remember, the point of these stops for him is to get out the vote, to get people to register to vote, because we're running up against the deadline to vote, to register, not to vote, but to register. He's writing $1 million checks. And for what? He says it's to sign some petition in support of some, whatever. I don't even know, Second Amendment maybe. Whatever it is, it's very clearly trying to and this specific type of thing he's doing, this lottery style thing, that's illegal to do this for votes and for registering to vote. That's Elon Musk. These guys don't think the law applies to them. But unlike Donald Trump, he's not a president and he's not a former president. So he will not get away with this in the way Donald Trump always has. So that's pretty cool. I mean, this week, it's really starting out well. And I can't wait to see how it unfolds. I'm getting this one out earlier this morning. So I don't even know what the rest of the day has in store for us. But I'm pretty psyched about it. And 2 weeks almost, or a little over 2 weeks to go. And in-person early voting in Texas. I'm not. I'm sorry. I should know the details of other states. I don't. We know that early voting has started in several states, and you could do mail-in voting. But early in-person voting starts here for me on the 21st, today. And I won't be making it out, sad to say, this week. It's basically 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day this week, Monday through Friday. And then some hours on Saturday and Sunday. And I'm just not going to be able to make that, I don't think, this week. But then next week, it goes from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. And I think through Saturday, it's those same long hours too. So the early in-person voting, that's definitely something I have done a number of times, and I will do this time. Probably not this week. I'm just not going to be able to swing those hours, I don't think, this week, but definitely next week. So check your states. I just Googled Texas early voting hours, and you can look up your precinct. You can look up your zip code. Just look up the locations and the hours for the location. So please do that, and just get them in. Just get the votes in, and we'll win this thing. Okay, that's it, and we'll talk later.